Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. A drive that time of 6 plays, and the result, a Houston touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. And it's right about this time of year you start to say this is when the cream rises to the top. Week 15, 3 weeks left to go, but still plenty to be determined.
And I think for most teams, the obvious is to try and be the number 1 or number 2 seed. But with you look at it across the league and throughout the history of trying to get to the Super Bowl, the teams you really fear are the ones that get hot and sometimes sneak in at a 5 or a 6 seed, because we see those teams actually get to the Super Bowl.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack by T.J. Watt, or as his mother Connie calls him, Trent Jordan Watt.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And coming up on their second drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice, that it all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
On second down now, Wiggins. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. They'll run on first down. Wiggins, he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, Wiggins. Three yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends, because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 44-yard line. On first down, it's Kelly. Campbell making the catch. Past the 12, and now off to the races down the right side. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game. And typically,
blitz coming, and down he goes. look to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Bengals in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd down coming up. Throwing on 2nd and long. Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any point under a heavy rush, and down he goes. T.J. Watt in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 33 yards that time. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
I'd love to know what he's saying in the huddle now to his guys up front, because it's been a steady stream of pressure on him this entire game. That time, able to avoid the sack, but he's got to talk to his offensive line and say, guys, just a couple of seconds extra, please.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And a timeout here. Timeout taken. Whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down now, Wiggins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
50, 61, match box.
On 1st down, Wiggins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
54,
on 2nd down, Matthews. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Out of the gun, it's Kelly. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Kelly going to throw again. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Houston. Harris Campbell, his 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try to mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's 3rd down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that. Or they're going to get a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They'll try the left side. Wiggins. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And they're going to speed things up here on 2nd down now. Wiggins. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. From the gun, Kelly, and got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. From a yard out, as his guys continue to pour it on.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Josh Allen leads the offense out for their next possession. The 2nd quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
We now proceed to the start of the 2nd half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And now out comes Houston. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third.
Brings up 3rd and
8.
Here's Kelly. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They'll keep it on the ground. Wiggins.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go. They're trying to show them protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Bill Bice for the 4th most in a single season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Point after, right down the middle. And that will extend this big lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
So we got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves them with a 3rd and 3.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
They'll keep it on the ground. Wiggins. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
On second down, Wiggins, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
56 to Mike, boy, 56. Check. Ready?
Now a first down throw. Kelly, flush to his right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Harold Landry, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Throwing on 3rd and long. Kelly flushed out right. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with him.
41 Mike, right here. 41.
Let's go. Shoot.
To throw is Kelly. Throwing on 4th down. He'll take a shot, and he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Harris Campbell with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year as his guys continue to pour it on. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Bengals getting set to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, it's Edwards. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
8 yards there and a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Throwing now is Allen. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
On 1st down, Allen hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. T.J. Watt, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. To throw, it's Allen. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. It's been a problem, just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Throwing middle, and it's complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Allen going to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down. The Bengals on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. Is the game certainly not taking us there?
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. On 3rd down, Wiggins. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going.
And that's caught inside the 35. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll try the left side. Wiggins. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, Matthews. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Bengal 1st down on the 16-yard pickup there. 1st down, and they're going to throw without him.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Allen again here on 2nd and 10. This one caught by Isabella. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Here's Allen to throw it. Able to find Isabella. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give him credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Let's go.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Faster!
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the home team here, the final 2 weeks are going to tell the story for them as they move to 9-5 with the win. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll